Thank you all for gathering here today to remember and cherish the life of Kendra Nicole Wagoner. She was an amazing, kind-hearted person who had a real passion for life. She will be dearly missed by all those who knew and loved her. Now that she is gone, there will be an emptiness in my heart that only seems temporarily healed when I remember the amazing times we shared together. I was the new kid in town back in junior high, and she was the very first person who welcomed me with open arms. She introduced herself and invited me to sit with her at lunch. This was so memorable because as she was walking back to the table where I sat, she tripped and spilled pudding everywhere. It was one of the funniest things I've seen, but I didn't want to laugh. The next moment, she started laughing, and in turn, I started laughing too. The next thing I knew, we were standing there in the middle of a crowded lunchroom laughing until we cried. Ever since then, we were inseparable. The whole time I've known her, Kendra always went out of her way to please others and put their happiness before her own. She loved being with friends, and she always jumped at the chance to meet new people. That is one of the major reasons she told me how her college years at Ohio University were the best 4 years of her life. She was so happy to make her family proud and take a step towards her dream when she got her diploma in June of 2014. She received a degree in journalism where she wasted no time in taking an internship with our local news station back home. She was one of the hardest working people I know, and eventually she worked her way up to that spot on the Today Show. I was so proud to be right by her side as she finally accomplished her dream after everything she had to sacrifice. Throughout everything we've been through, Kendra has always been there for me. She was the first person I called when I was crying over some stupid boy back in high school, and the first person I told when I got engaged. I respect her honesty and loyalty the most. She was always the one, ready for anything. She was the life of the party, and she always pushed me to try new things. Most of all, I will remember her smile and the way she could turn the saddest moments around and how somehow everything would be okay. She always seemed to have an amazing outlook on life, that it's such a beautiful thing and that no moment should ever be taken for granted. Kendra also appreciated the littlest things in life, and it made me realize and appreciate too. She always said everything happens for a reason. This is why she told me once that everyone should wear pink to her funeral. She didn't want it to be a time to mourn or filled with sorrow, but rather a time to remember her laughing, smiling, and living an amazing life. We owe it to her to fulfill her wish as we think back on all the amazing memories each of us has shared with her at some point in our life. She has touched us all. There's nobody I'd rather call my best friend in the entire world.